All right, artists, let's do our brick wall for our graffiti. You're gonna have some paint and a sponge. You're going to put the sponge in the paint, tap it around a little bit, make sure the paint is all on the sponge. Oh, I missed some spots right there. All right, and you're going to start top or bottom, it doesn't matter. Give it a light smush. And you're gonna wanna leave a gap in between your bricks. If you were a real bricklayer, that would be the mortar that keeps the bricks together. Okay, so the first row is done. The second row is not going to start here. It's going to start in the middle where the mortar was. And again, we have to leave a little bit of space in between the bricks. See that? See how we see the paper through there? I did all those bricks without reapplying paint. Now, if you have a little space over here, it's just a half a brick. If you have a space on your art down here, you can either leave it like that, it's up to you, or you can just pretend like the bricks are right there, so you can add the bricks. Okay. So now that our bricks are finished, we are going to start our name or our positive word for our graffiti. So I'm going to go ahead and write the word create. That's my positive word. So here at your spot, you're going to have the glue, a paintbrush, and you're going to see a bunch of different painted papers. Some of them have lines, some of them don't, some of them are already used, some of them are not. So it's up to you what you want to use. And we're going to draw the words on the front of the paper because if we draw it on the back, it's going to come out backwards. I'm going to use a crayon just so you can see it, but you're going to be using a pencil. So first we're going to draw the letter, however big we want the letter, and we're going to draw very, very lightly. Okay, and then just like we practiced, we're going to go around our word, however you want your word to look. If you want bubble letters, we're going to go around our letter. Without touching our letter, we go around the letter, whatever kind of letter you want. And then we're going to cut it out. We saw a lot of examples of different types of letters, so you are going to decide how you want your graffiti to look. I'm going to do bubble letters. And you're going to want to cut right on this line. All right, so my C is done. I'm going to do the R. Remember, my word's create. You're not going to be able to see the R very good on this purple, but it's there. Now I'm going to go around my R without touching it. The letters that we write on the inside need to be light because we're not going to be able to erase those. Now, when the project gets finally done, no one's really going to be paying attention to those letters on the inside. So we don't really need to worry about them. Next is E. That little piece on the inside, I'll show you how to get those because some of our letters have those inside pieces. Okay, for the inside piece, you're going to fold it and you're going to give it a little cut, like a halfway little cut. See? And then you can put your scissors inside and finish the rest. All right, my E is done. I'm gonna do my A. I'm gonna do a pattern, yellow, purple, green. I'm gonna draw that first letter very, very light. And then we can go around without touching it. Graffiti is not perfect, so if you're getting frustrated because your letters are not coming out perfect, it's okay. Some graffiti is done very quickly and not very careful either. All right, my A. Next is T. Draw my T very lightly. I'm going to make my T super big like my C. Go around it without touching. Nothing in the art room is garbage today. So anything that you are using and you're finished with, you're going to go ahead and put it back on the middle table for someone else to use, because they might have different size letters and what you're about to throw away could work for them. So let's leave everything on the middle table, not in the garbage. All right, and my T. And, oh, another E. All right, let's pretend all my scraps are in the middle table, and I'm almost ready to assemble or glue on my name or inspiring word. When you are thinking about putting your word on, you have a few choices. You can put them side by side like this without touching, but see, my word is too big, so it's not going to fit. Or you could put them up and down without touching. My word is still too big. But I really like overlapping them. So before you start gluing, kind of lay out your words and see what feels good to you, okay? What you like best. All right, and once you're done with that, then you can start gluing. So we're gonna add some glue to the backs. Tilt this up a little bit. Trying not to move my letters too much so I don't get confused as to where they go. That's the nice thing about using the paintbrush. All right, and my last E. All right, so now that our word is secured to our paper, it's time to add the nice black outline. And for that, we're going to use these bingo daubers, or ink daubers. They should be ready to go. I'm going to test mine out. You shouldn't need to test yours out. Yeah, okay. So we're just going to go around each word. You're putting a little bit of the top of the ink on the letter and a little bit on the brick wall. And you're just going around your letter. Now, this ink comes out very, very fast, and you actually don't even need to push super hard, like squeeze. You don't need to really squeeze that much. If you don't get it on the letter and you only get it on the brick wall, it's going to leave a little gap, which is fine. That's totally fine if you like that look. If you don't, then you can go back over it and make it so it's on the letter and the brick wall. All right, and I'm going around the letters. Okay, when your letters are complete and you have the black outline, this also can do a little like drip technique if you want the drip. I'm only going to do the drip on the big letter C, and I'm going to put it down here at the bottom. So I'm going to put my bingo dauber or my ink dauber on the C, and I'm going to give it a little push, and you'll see that the ink is coming out. And then I just lift it up and I pat, pat, pat. Okay, if you want to do another one, you do a little squeeze, a gentle squeeze, and you pat, pat, pat. If you want the drip to stop, you don't want it to go all the way down, then you need to put your paper straight as soon as the drip gets to where you want it to go. If you want it to keep going, you can pat, 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 and when it gets to where you want it to go, just push your paper straight, and that will stop the drip. Okay, we're almost finished. We have to add some highlights to our letters, and for that we're going to use some white paint. We have a tiny little paintbrush, and we're just going to add a few little highlights to our letters just to give it the look that it's fresh paint. The sky is maybe reflecting off of it. And then if you really want that splatter paint look, choose one color that you used for your letters, and I'll give you a little squeeze in your tray. Just one color. Choose the color that you want. And you're going to dip your flat brush into the paint and flick away. So you're going to bring your finger towards your face. If you bring your finger away from your face towards the paper, you're going to get paint on your face. So you're going to put your finger on the paint and bring your finger towards you, towards you, towards you. And this will give it a little splatter paint look. And we don't want a lot because this is going to really be a strong thing that people are going to see, you know, when they first look at your art. So just do a few little splatters. If you want, that's an option. You do not have to do that, of course.